it gives me great pleasure to welcome Cass from Easy Life. How you doing, Cass? Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, really well, man. Really well.
We've got the amazing backdrop, not only of this kit, but the whole backdrop, everything seems to match.
Yeah, it's all, we thought about having like a white stage this year, like everything like really clean and pretty. So the Whitehaven kit was designed so well with the roses, the wallpaper, matches the kick skin.
It just
goes with everything.
It's like coming into a different world seeing this.
It looks like a furniture store.
It does. And before we get stuck into it, I have to say, if you can see the beautiful backdrop, there's a door there and all the frames and everything. It's like being in somebody's front room.
Yeah.
And you let me into a little secret before we started. You actually hung the doors yourself.
Yeah, I hung the door. I built most of the set with our lighting designer, Gilroy. Yeah, it's been fun. So before we actually got into rehearsals, I was building that for 2.5 weeks.
That's amazing.
And then went straight into rehearsals for 3.
So literally hands-on. I love it.
Yeah, very.
So let's talk about this kit. Obviously, it's a Legend kit.
Yeah, it's a Legend series.
Was the finish your choice?
Yeah, so I've had a couple of other kits off them to match like the album campaign.
Sure.
But this one, basically because we were going white with the background, etc., I wanted to I love sparkly kits because they're like glam rock, like just.
Sure.
And yeah, I wanted the white sparkle. And I seen in the showroom the last time, I'd seen some of the team at BDC and they had a white sparkle. And I was like, what's that? And they were like, it's called Whitehaven. And I was like, that is my next kit. So from there on out, I had already decided that I was going to have a Whitehaven kit.
And it under the lights, I mean, you can see we've got quite a lot of the stage lights on us at the moment. It just pops, doesn't it? It really
the finish
jumps out.
The finish is like really, really spot on.
Yeah, yeah. And unusually, and I say unusually because as far as I'm aware, BDC have never done this for anybody else, but they've sprayed the guitars.
No, they've sprayed all the guitars.
The keyboard casings, everything. Oh, here we go. You're going to tell me now you play bass as well.
I do play the bass as well, but here you go. So that's what a guitar looks like, matching.
So that is a Fender Jazz bass in Whitehaven. So a pretty unique situation, and it looks absolutely amazing.
It's heavy though because of the layers of paint. So the layers of paint have really made it a weighty bass.
That's Fraz not skimping. That's what it's all about. But it just looks stunning. It really, really does. And the good thing is, of course, this is a finish that anybody can go and get. You can order it. It's not.
You can't get that.
Yeah, it's not a special order for you.
No.
Obviously there are a few touches on here.
Yeah.
I mean, like having your name on it.
Having your name on a BDC kit is just the best.
That's the dream, isn't it?
It's the best. So personal then. It becomes like it's yours. And
it's lovely. It's really is gorgeous. So, Cass, do us a favour. Can you run through the sizes? Because
so through here I've got a 13-inch. It's like a piccolo, but I guess it's not. Merlin BDC snares. Only one of them, I believe.
So that is the one.
Yeah, and Keith, when he was designing it, he rang me. So I'm going to have to offset the lugs. Do you mind? Because the lugs that you guys do are slightly different, and that he likes the chunky. He's like, I'm going to offset them. And I was like, no, that's really cool. Because it makes it even cooler that you got to really think about how to make this snare.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's great. You can have that really thin, or it can be really fat as well. It can be really punchy. You can make it's great when it's mic'd up. It sounds incredible.
Because I noticed you've got a trigger on that as well. So I guess
the triggers.
You blend the sounds, or
the triggers basically got like in a lot of our tracks I've got just a Roland. I don't know what they're called, a Roland trigger on it, and it's basically that's for like. Sometimes we tune the snare to be in tune with the song.
Oh, right, okay.
So that basically just has like, in a couple of them, there's like a pitch on it, which is basically like a doom. Which just goes on the top, so when you hit it, you get the snare with the tune on the top, like an actual, it's in like I think it's an F sharp. The doom.
Very precise there.
Yeah.
Drummers shouldn't know about F sharps.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, but yeah.
It's great. And I noticed the only word I can use to describe it is cute.
Yeah.
That little,
a very cute 10-inch snare. I've always wanted a small little snare, but it's just like, I can't ever get one. I don't know where I'm going to get one from.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Keith and I was like, I really want a small, tiny 10-inch snare that will really cut through.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no problem. He said, but the only thing is, it will need to be Merlin.
Yeah.
And I was like, mate, whatever you think. And there it is.
So is that a one-off? Again?
I think that's a one-off as well. I think it was on about maybe trying to do some, but I don't know where it got to with that. But
so you're doing all right for one-off snares, then, aren't you?
It's great. I'm so picky with what I like, but I think Keith kind of loves that because I'm so
challenged.
Yeah, he loves it. But then, they're solid. They've been on tour now for 2-3 years. So
you've had those for quite a while.
They've done a lot of shows, Yeah,
because this kit is pretty fresh for you, isn't it?
The kit's really new, but the snares I've had for since 2019, I want to say.
Sure. So they've done a bit. Yeah. So run us through the sizes of the toms and the bass drum.
I've got an 8-inch rack, which again, when I first came to British Drum Co, they didn't really do 8-inch. They were more of the. But yeah, I've got an 8-inch there.
Yeah.
That's like a bullet. A 10-inch kind of standard, and I got a 14-inch tom.
Yeah.
And a 16 floor.
Cool.
As well. And they're kind of, they're just solid.
Yeah.
You can't beat them, and they sound.
They do sound. Well, I've just heard you gave us a little sample before, and it sounds absolutely stunning. I have to say. So what heads are you using? They sound.
I'm on Evans Hydraulics heads.
Okay. I was going to say they sound quite thick and punchy.
So they're like glass heads. The hydraulics have like glass in them or something. It's like they're really good. And they're durable.
Yeah, sure.
Because during the gigs, we tend to go quite hard and hit hard. But and then on the snare, I've got a HD dry.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is the main snare. The HD dry's got like loads of little holes in it.
Yeah.
And it just basically lets the air out to basically create a bit of a thicker sound. Sure. And that's why through that little snare, it's actually really good.
It all sounds
and then,
perfect.
On the 10-inch snare, I've got a UV1, which is just a coated 10-inch rack tom skin normally.
Yeah.
But that's all I put on that snare.
Yeah, but that cuts like...
Yeah.
Cuts like the only way you can understand that is being stood next to it, I think, or stood out there.
Yeah.
So
it's great.
I mean, it sounds amazing. I notice you've got a couple of pads up there, so you're obviously triggering some
I've got some
sounds.
PDAs, trigger a lot of sounds in pockets. I've also got a KT10 Roland kick trigger as well.
Yeah.
And that all goes to playback system off the side of the stage. Sure. And it goes into Ableton. And then in Ableton, there's a software called Drum Rack. So I don't have to actually change the sounds. I use the pads in about 5 or 6 songs. But the way we've set it up is all automated now.
Right.
And it goes into this Drum Rack on Ableton. And all the sounds change for me. So I'll be playing one song with the electronic sounds, and in a different song, they're different sounds. Wow. And it changes for me, and the playback tech has to do anything. It's all automated. It's really
so it makes it
really intricate. Under here, I've got like a whole MIDI system.
Oh right.
Under this riser, there's like a whole MIDI system of like a spider's nest of cables to make that happen.
Was it stressful the first night, relying on some automation? Were you like, please work?
Yeah, you never realise you're going to get to that point.
Yeah.
Where you try and be like silky smooth with the show. But yeah, it's got to that point now, and we're like, oh my goodness, this is also scary.
Of course.
So, yeah.
But the kit looks beautiful, obviously. We haven't talked about the cymbals yet, and you've got some beautiful looking cymbals.
I've just recently changed my cymbal setup. I used to play jazz hats.
Oh, yeah?
But I've changed them to dries because I just feel like the dries suit Easy Life way more.
So what are these, Meinl?
Yeah, they're Meinl, yeah. Endorsed by Meinl, they're great. This is just like a fun one.
Yeah.
That's like I call that my verse cymbal.
Okay.
So when there's a cymbal in a verse, it's not as loud and as heavy. It just kind of...
Is it just crashing on it permanently?
Yeah. No, not crashing on it permanently. It's just like if you want to do a cymbal in a verse.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Rather than being like a big, like in your face sort of cymbal, that's the one.
Yeah.
Then on the new record, the vintage crash at the back right, that's a 20-inch vintage crash.
Yeah.
That's used a lot on the new record. So, and yeah, I've got this is called a transition ride, which is basically the mix between like a polyphonic and then just a standard ride. So it's like, it's just a lot tamer than just like your standard ride. So it's got both versions. So that does get a beating.
Well,
every show.
I'm not surprised. And these cute little things here.
They're Benny Greb. You know Benny Greb, the drummer?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He's they're his signature Meinl hats.
Right.
And they're just like a
Are they like a 10 or 8? I can't tell from here.
They're 10.
Got you.
It's just like a clapper.
Yeah,
so you can roll off of them to there. It's
really nice.
Quite fun.
And it's a kit that is sometimes when I do these, I sit behind a kit and think, I don't know how they play that.
Yeah.
But with this one, you kind of sit. Not that I've sat behind your drums, but I've stood behind it and gone, I could be comfortable on there.
I have it all quite close, which is quite I've also got Porter and Davis as well, the stall.
That makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have like the subs, the bass, everything going through it.
Yeah.
Rather than just my kick drum, I literally have the bass, guitar, and like when you're not got your ears in, you can still hear like the notes of the bass through that, which is really strange because it's supposed to be like a vibration sort of system.
Because I noticed you run a very clean stage looking round. There's no wedges, side fills, but
no bass amps.
Nothing. It's just
everything's off. There's like all the bass amp. The bass amp lives there. That little Avalon is the bass amp. It's just a tube DI basically.
Yeah.
And it just means no stage noise bleeding into the vocal mics as well. Of course. And there's no guitar amp. It's all simulation.
Right.
So everything just goes like through the only thing that anyone could hear is the drums.
Yeah. So a pretty quiet stage then, really.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So you obviously all depend on in-ears quite heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us wear ears,
But that makes a huge difference, the Porter and Davis, doesn't it?
It feels like it feels better than anything.
Yeah.
It's just like you feel like you play it no matter where you are. You could be like here at Victoria Warehouse, but we could be anywhere. We could be in an O2 Arena London.
Yeah.
Like, with the amount of sub it kicks out.
Because obviously in the old days, you'd have had a
big sub.
And, blown your ears out by the end of the night.
I know. I used to on the last tour, I had a Porter and Davis and a sub behind me because that was on the tech spec.
Yeah.
But I always just pulled the cable out halfway through the gig because it used to just annoy me.
Mm. But, I think once you get your in-ear mix, I'm sure it's pretty much the same all the time, I guess.
I don't really ever change it. And if I do, Richie, our monitor engineer, normally just tunes in.
Sure.
He can tell.
So he just knows what you like.
He listens like, oh, that's a bit different tonight in this venue. Yeah. He'll just change it. He's really good at that now. He's really learned.
Oh, that's good. It's nice when you get somebody like that. It must make you comfortable.
Yeah, of course.
Which is that's the whole idea of having a good monitor engineer.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to know snare mics, because I really want to let you know, I use Sennheiser 441s. And if you don't use them, you should use them on your snare.
Are they a vintage?
Yeah,
they are, aren't they?
Really, really vintage. They're my top snare mics.
So are you kind of geeky about gear? Then?
I'm really.
Oh, that's good to know.
I like to pick my mics for my drums and stuff like that. Yeah,
that's quite unusual.
I love record with them ones, the 441s.
So what we hear on the album,
441s. Yeah, when there's live, when there's live drums, it's 441s.
Because obviously I know you've got your tech. We were introduced before, but. Do you ever come and have a tweak, or do you just rely on him totally?
I've not seen this today until just now.
And it sounded great, I have to say.
Yeah, he's like me. He's really particular.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, he's really good.
And to get totally geeky, what sticks are they? We've got to know.
I use Meinl 5As, so Meinl also do sticks.
Standard.
5A, but extra long.
Yeah.
Because, I think you get a bit more of a weight through it, flying through, so... Yeah, and some chimes. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff really now. You always think like, no, I'll only ever need a crash, a ride, 2 toms and a kick and a snare. Next thing I've got 4 toms, 5 cymbals, 2 snares, 2 hi-hats.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all really good stuff.
It's not so bad when you have to set it up yourself either, is it?
No, it's a long kit to set up now. Even though Louis, my drum tech, he can set it up, he times himself.
Really?
He's like 12 minutes. I'm like, what?
To do all that? That's impressive.
Not the mics.
No.
But yeah, he flies it up. I'm like, fair enough. Can't complain.
And how's the tour been going so far?
The tour's been going great, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, just, this is the 4th date.
Right.
We actually go home for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then back out on the road again on Monday. But yeah, it's been nice to get back out in the UK. We've not done the UK properly since, I think, 2021.
Okay.
So yeah, we did it in November 2021. So it's just like a year and 3-4 months out.
Sure.
Which is quite a while in the UK.
Yeah.
Because this is where our bread is buttered, and this is where it's like most relatable. People really understand us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did miss it. So playing the first show again in the UK was amazing.
And sold out tonight as well?
Yeah, sold out in Manchester. Yeah,
which is always a winner.
It's crazy as well. There's going to be a lot of people in here.
It's a big venue. It's a venue I've not seen before, but it's purpose. It's just purpose built, isn't it? Well, not built, but it should be. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Excellent stuff. Well, look, thanks for having us here today. Good luck with the rest of the tour. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, nice one.
Cheers,
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Man.
And don't forget to check out all of our social media. You'll find all of the links in the description below. And of course, check out and subscribe to BDC TV, our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.